Hey guys, I'm back with another episode of Say It Anyway. Thank you so much for all the love and support I got from last episode. It was truly overwhelming in the sense that it was so positive. I didn't really have many high expectations. I expected to only get like 3 listeners, and that be my mom, my dad, and my best friend. You know what I mean? So thank you so much. It truly made me so inspired, but also I'm so glad that I inspired you guys, and the fact that people want to actually listen to what I have to say is truly shocking but also amazing. So thank you so much. I love you guys so much. A lot has happened since I last posted my last episode. I mean, I dyed my hair red. I've turned 18. I went camping for 4 days with no reception, no showers. I went to Sydney. I got a camera it was originally $355. I bargained all the way down to $135. So yeah, life has been really good. Really adventurable. But that being said, this segment I'm going to talk about birthdays, and turning 18 was such a milestone, people like to say, was such a, achievement, but I couldn't help but feel overwhelmed on my birthday. I mean, I had a countdown. I made this TikTok that I do every year where I count down my birthday, and literally just before I made that video, I was crying my eyes out, and poor things, my friends Lily and Montana, they were such amazing support. They were comforting me and all that stuff, but I just couldn't help but feel a rush of anxiety, a rush of being overwhelmed, feeling like I hadn't achieved what I wanted to. And, I think everyone is like this. I think we can have so many positives in our lives, but I think we more focus on the negative. And I don't know if that's everyone, that might just be me, but every negative thought was just hitting me, and not because something had happened prior that day. I had a great day before the day before my birthday, you know what I mean? But I think just because ever since I was young, I had always looked forward to turning 18, you know what I mean? I thought 18, have my first ever legal drink. Sorry, mum and dad, if you're watching this. Be able to go out, have this sense of freedom, you know what I mean? And so when it finally happened, I was like, oh my God, where did all this time go? What? I'm an adult now? What? You know what I mean? And I have to get a working with children's check now because fun fact about me, I volunteer teaching kids, you know what I mean? All these things and all these things that I have to set up. I was just like, oh my God, this is actually happening. And I was crying. But I think in that moment of being overwhelmed, if you're able to acknowledge what you're going through, why you're feeling this, then it's going to be okay. I mean, I was feeling so behind and all that stuff, but my friends there reminded me of how much I'm loved and all that stuff. And speaking of friends reminding me how much I was loved, one of my favorite gifts I got was from my really, really good friend, my best friend, Montana. And it's a book that says 18 letters from 18 people that you love. Now, not only is this book beautiful, but she's gone out of her way I'm going to be very delicate with this book. I'm holding it with one hand. She's gone out of her way to get 18 people to write me letters, essentially. And it was genuinely so beautiful. So those heartfelt notes, if anyone is ever looking for a heartfelt, gift that will truly touch the heart, do this, because oh my God, I was sobbing. It's so funny because people don't really, I know I definitely don't. I don't really ever say truly, unless it's a really heart-to-heart moment, how I feel about someone, how much I love someone, you know what I mean? And so I think opportunities like this to really say to people, I love you, you've changed my life, you're this, you're that, and all that stuff. I think it was such an eye-opening moment for me, because I think, like the point I was saying before, we're so stuck on negatives. Oh, I'm this, I'm loud, I'm this. But that being said, we don't really focus on, oh, well, I'm actually this, and I'm actually really organized, and I'm really this. So seeing that was such an eye-opener. And I just want to say to anyone that ever gets overwhelmed on your birthday, I don't know if it's just a me thing, it might be, and I'm just talking to myself, you're not alone. You're amazing, and you can only see the light once you've hit rock bottom. So if you're at a point where you're like, I'm behind, I'm this, I'm that, the only person that's going to push you forward is yourself. Now, that being said, talking about pushing yourself forward, talking about rising for success, having drive, I actually made a vision board for 2026. I'm going to put it on the screen right here because it's actually stuck to my wall, and it was such a mission to get on my wall. But I recommend everyone make a vision board and put it somewhere where they're going to see, like when I make this podcast now, I'm seeing it right now. Put affirmations, put things you want to see, because it's just like, it's kind of like a bucket list essentially. And I mean, I'm looking at this right now and I've already achieved half of the things on here, and I know I'm going to achieve it. You know what I mean? I am becoming the best version of myself. And I think we have to do things like that. We have to have drive, you know, and I'm not just talking about drive for a job. I think everyone needs to have drive in order to enjoy life, you know what I mean? Like, drive to get up out of the bed in the morning, drive to, you know what I mean, see a friend, cook a meal, you know what I mean? People that don't have drive genuinely scare me, because how are you going to achieve the things you want in life without motivation? You know what I mean? And I think everyone should have motivation for something, whether it's something little. You know what I mean? My motivation is learning how to cook a decent meal, okay? You would think because I'm Lebanese and my mom cooks amazing meals, I'd be good at cooking. No. But that's something I'm working on. I'm also working on getting my driver's license. I'm also working on getting a job, a part-time job, okay? Because something I've noticed, especially after my 18th, I have a champagne taste on a beer budget, okay? But that being said, I dyed my hair red with my really good friend Rosie. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but I'll show more photos. I dyed my hair red with my good friend Rosie. She's from England. I love her so much. I miss her. It was a spontaneous thing. I'd never had dyed my hair before. We impulsively decided to dye my hair. Well, I don't really change my appearance once that much, because once I did, and I hated it. Everyone remembers the Hermione Granger bangs. Not good. But I think for now I just needed a little change, and I did that, and that's enough for me. Alrighty, next segment is actually answering your questions. I put on my story, ask me anything, and look, when I said ask me anything, people did take that quite literally. So here are some honorable mentions, but one of my first questions actually was by Amala, and she said, Hannah's top public speaking tips. Now, I don't really have any cool tips or anything like that. I mean, we've always heard the picture everyone's naked, or stare down in a room, or look at someone you're comfortable with. Definitely done those. But I think for me, it was just more about, I never really whenever I'm asked to do public speaking, it's always something I'm passionate about. I've been doing public speaking since I was in kindergarten, I'm not going to lie. And it first started out with speeches, so things that I could write about, things that I was passionate about, I was happy to talk about with a crowd of people, right? And then it was always then maybe graduations, or reading people's names for ceremonies. So then again, that's acknowledging people's successes, and I'm all for that. I'm actually all for that. So for me, I think my biggest tip would be, I think everyone is so scared with public speaking that they might mess up, or they might stutter. And don't get me wrong, I stutter all the time. You're probably going to hear so many stutters on this podcast. But I think for me, everyone's human. So that's why I'm okay with speaking on a crowd and also like messing up a little bit. The amount of times I've messed up, but who remembers? That's my point. Who remembers? No one's going to remember that time you butchered a kid's last name.
Hi everyone, Hannah here from Gorican Public School.
Just be genuine. Just speak from the heart and care. That's all I have to say. I don't really have any tips. I don't really picture anyone naked or anything like that. I think just remember, everyone is so stuck in their heads. The people that are speaking after you are worried about what they're going to say and if they mess up. So if you remember that and you put that in perspective and you think in the crowd probably no one's listening, then it's okay. So I hope that answers your question. Anyway, next question is by Abby Starrett, and her question is tips for year 11. Now, I was in year 11 last year. What a crazy ride. I talked about it a bit on my first episode, but it truly was. And my top tip would be have fun, stay focused, but remember, it is not that deep. I think everyone makes high school out as this big deal, as this big, like, if you don't pass, if you don't do this, you're going to fail. It does not matter. And a secret that most teachers don't tell you is that year 11, your marks, they don't go into year 12, which is so funny. It's so funny because all my life, I was such a straighty 180 kid. I had to make sure I would stress over exams in year 7, in year 8. I'm a stressor for exams now, right? But they didn't go anywhere. I think year 11 is more just about knowing yourself, learning how you learn, how you study, and also it's this also a sense of more independence. I mean, you become one of the leaders of the school, you're in white t-shirts and all that stuff. But that being said, with all this like power you feel, like with all this like authority kind of placed on you, like there is also a sense of pressure. But my main thing that I'm trying to say is don't let that pressure get to you. Okay, still have fun, but still try extremely hard. Alrighty, next question and last question. And don't worry, I will do more questions next podcast, which my podcasts come out fortnightly, every Friday. So I'm actually filming this on Friday and I'm going to edit it and all that stuff and post it next Friday. So it's currently the 16th that I'm filming this, and I will post it the Friday after. So you never know, I might have dyed my hair blue now, but what's it called? My last question for this podcast, because I don't want it to be an hour long, is what inspired you to do the podcast? It's actually a crazy story what actually inspired me to do the podcast. Everyone's always said, Hannah, you should do a podcast. I would so listen to it. Oh my God, Hannah, do this. Everyone always said I should. And I always kind of thought about it. I do talk a lot. I do have a lot of funny stories. Oh, don't get me wrong. I got to tell you guys about the snowboarding story. But everyone always said so. And it wasn't until, I was like, who's going to listen to that? Who's going to do that? But it wasn't until I was like, you know what? Why not? And I remember I was in my room and I was just like, I'm going to do this. It's so funny when I'm so bored or if I have nothing to do. That's when I'm most creative, which is so funny. I create so many things. Right. And so I was like, let's do it. And I kind of eased into it, posting little clips on my TikTok. And I didn't expect so many people to love it. I did a poll, would you listen to it, yes or no? And like 98% said yes. And there was like a 2% that said no. And it was just like these random accounts. Hey, haters gonna hate. But I always listen to Emma Chamberlain. I always listen to all these other niche podcasts. You know what I mean? It's not even like I listen to specific people. It's always whatever I'm feeling. I'll just literally look it up and there will be podcasts and I listen to it. And I thought, I'm so inspired by them. I love, telling my stories. I love talking about, I love, you know, if there's any sense of people feeling like they relate to how I feel, that's so empowering, or inspiring people. When people say that I inspire them, that is so fulfilling, and I'm so proud of that people genuinely love to listen to my podcast and hear what I have to say. That's genuinely so shocking and mind-blowing, but so amazing. And so the fact that people even now have been listening to this podcast, whether you're cleaning your room or eating food or anything, thank you so much. I'm truly so grateful. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. I truly love you all. Thank you so much for all the love and support. There will be a guest on the next episode, and I hope you guys enjoy, because she's genuinely so insightful, so beautiful. And if you think that I have great things to say, oh my god, this girl has even greater. So stay tuned for next week's episode of Say It Anyway. Love you guys. Peace out. Home dog.